did. All right, so this next topic that we have here is kind of a sensitive issue. This is Ava Kris Tyson, and she got has gotten in trouble for conversing, or some would say grooming, with a minor, which is never okay. Before I kind of jump into all of this, the thing that I would say moving forward for anyone that ever sees this video, this is probably the most important thing I will ever say. If you are speaking to anybody that's under the age of 18 at any time ever in the time that you are on this planet, anything that you say to that person who's under the age of 18, let it only be something that you're comfortable saying in front of their parents or family members. If it's not something you would say in front of them, then never say it. This is kind of an interesting situation. So this is her apology, and I'll break down kind of what it was. And I want to say this right. So I wrote it down just to make sure, because I don't want to. I just don't want to say this wrong. You know what I mean? So I'm going to just read it to you. So Ava Kris Tyson, a close friend of collaborator Mr. Beast, is leaving the YouTube channel for following allegations. Oh, yeah, for following allegations of grooming a minor. The alleged victim, who is now 20, has denied all the claims. And that makes sense because the person was 13 at the time of the grooming. And now once he's older, when you've been groomed like that, you will definitely defend, I guess, your predator, we can say. Young kids look up to older kids. We already know that. So it makes sense why this person would defend Ava. Also, at the same time, they claim that nothing ever happened, and that's usually the go-to. Dr. Disrespect said the same thing, but in any regard, saying anything inappropriate to anybody under the age of 18 or over, it's just don't do it ever. So moving forward here, so the victim, who's now 20, denied the claims. Tyson apologized, we'll go through this apology, but it's the most basic apology that you can write. ChatGPT probably wrote this. She's faced transphobic attacks since coming out as a transgender, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But they feel it's important to mention that. Nothing to do with what you did. Accusations were made in a video. Okay, so the accusations that are being made against Ava were claimed by this guy, Prism 42. I'm not familiar with Prism 42, but apparently this dude did not like Ava and has been following, at the time, his history and actions on the internet, obviously because he was working with Mr. Beast. They are close friends. And that's one thing I would like to say. I would never want to say anything bad about Mr. Beast, but I'll say this. My close friends know me in and out. Not like that, but you know what I mean. They know me from top to bottom. And they know everything. Like, they know the way that I think. I speak freely with them. So I would assume if you're great friends with Mr. Beast, that he knows you the same way that I would expect my friends to know me. And if there was something weird about you, he probably would know about it. I'm going to just leave that there. You take that for whatever you want. The accusations were made by Prism 42, claiming inappropriate interactions with the minor. The alleged victim, goes by Lava, refuted the allegations, insisting that there was no grooming. Well, usually you don't know you're being groomed when you're being groomed, but okay. Despite support from her ex-wife and Mr. Beast, the backlash continued. Of course it did. Being inappropriate. I think he must have been 20 himself at the time, and the person, Lava, was 13 at the time. Tyson retained her innocence and condemned the false narrative. Mr. Beast has defended Tyson against transphobia and backlash. So the way that this was worded and written, the way that I'm reading it, is they always like to throw in Mr. Beast as if he's defending this person against these allegations, which is not the case. He defended her against the transphobic backlash that they all received for Ava transforming, or however you properly say that. I apologize if I'm not being politically correct on that. But so he's defended transitioning. That's it. He's defended her transition, but he's not defending her character necessarily against the allegations that are up against Ava. So her response to this is, I'd like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, the person who was being groomed, whether they wanted that interaction or not, it's still inappropriate. You're 20, they're 13. Not okay. It was not my intent. Okay. Never make a joke. Again, never make a joke with somebody under the age of anything sexual or inappropriate. Let's just make that the rule. They're underage. You wouldn't say that in front of their parents? Then don't say it at all. Seeing recent events have we've mutual. Oh, she's basically talking about Mr. Beast and them deciding that it's best for her to step away and focus on her family and mental health. That is, like, again, that is the statement that you go with if you get in trouble with any of these things. That's what you say. So how does there's so many people getting in trouble for these things. I don't understand how anybody even comes out with a statement like this. Doesn't matter. Nonetheless, that's the information we know now. Dude Prism 42 hates Ava, and he documented some rather interesting things about Ava, which I don't even want to bring up in the chat because they're just, the language of it is just something inappropriate. It's about an artist and the kind of art that they draw, and then Ava having the posters, or it was the art or the posters or the artist art on the wall in Mr. Beast videos. You could see it in the background. I saw some images of it. I think Penguins actually did some commentary on this. He went way more into depth. I'm a little bit, I don't really want to go too into depth on these things, but for those of you that are just joining, longtime friend of Mr. Beast, Ava Tyson, is going to be leaving the Mr. Beast team for allegations of grooming a minor. And I'll say this one last time. The rule is, moving forward, if you're anybody, anywhere, at any time, if you're speaking with a person underage, anything you say, if you can't say it in front of their parents, get it out of there. Get it on out of here, because it's going to get you in trouble. So if you have the urge, don't be a weirdo. Don't say it. You know what I mean? Okay, good thing these people didn't get repercussions, or good thing these people get repercussions. Exactly. I mean, it is good because people are watching these people and keeping their close eye. That's what you got to remember. Like, everything you do on the internet, everybody can see. And there's somebody out there, you can count on it, that doesn't like you. And they're watching. And if you're doing something suspicious or weird, they're going to figure it out.